Hi, my name is Lou of lou'smodelboats.org. I'm going to be talking to you today about the Quick Run 1060 speed controller from Hobbywing. This is for brushed motors, and it's a 60 amp forward and 30 amp reverse. Completely programmable. A lot of features to it. But my big concern was whether or not it was workable with the model boats that I use. I build scale model boats and I operate them. I like to have a boat go slow so the propeller can turn nice and slow and when you're backing, maneuvering, and so on, doing precision steering. So the current escapes that I have a bunch of these, is the M-Tronics. They're a very good unit, however they do get a little bit pricey. This one is probably running about $50 right now, and the 60 amp model would probably be about $60, $70. So when I looked at the Quick Run, I found out that I could buy two of them for a little over $41, which I did. But I didn't know if they would perform the same. Obviously, they would probably have the same top speeds for the given voltage that they would be coming off the battery. But I didn't Let's take a quick look at what comes in the box. I'm not doing any of these unpackaging things I see so many people like to do on the internet. In the box, nicely packaged, you do have the escape itself. There is also a couple of zip ties, I guess, to hold it down. Shrink tubing, there's a red and black piece here. I don't know exactly what they're for. And a little piece that looks like double stick, and of course some decals. The biggest complaint I've seen on the internet about these little units are the length of the leads. Now they are kind of short. If I spread them out here, we can see that the switch is approximately roughly from the back of the switch to the case is about 2.5 inches. From the front of the connector that goes to the battery, the Tamiya connectors, looks to be a little over 4 inches, about 4 1/8. And for the motor output leads, approximately 4.5 inches. All of these should be a little bit longer. What's nice though is you can actually get the receiver kind of away. It's probably about, looks like around 8 inches from the case to the end of the connector, and that goes to your radio control receiver, so you can actually isolate that a little bit. But this is kind of I wish they had made at least the switch longer. You could always put the motor down by the speed controller down by the battery and the motor itself, so that's not too much. Next thing to look at right here is the case itself. It is about the same volume, I say, as the M-Tronics speed controller. It's a little narrower, a little less deep, but the thickness of it is more. So the equivalence probably is volume and maybe even weight. What we have in here, I've already pulled one of these out, is these are the programming plugs, jumpers, that you can put in here, so you can decide whether you want a LiPo battery or the nickel metal hydride or lithium, and so that would be selectable there. And the other one is for the how you want this to operate. You have a choice of the modes here. You could have forward brake, reverse, and forward brake, and forward and reverse. And obviously for the model boat we don't need braking, so we use forward and reverse. Okay, jumping here ahead, we've got it all hooked up. Battery, I'm using a RS555 motor. It's kind of a lower speed, very high torque. I can barely hold the shaft still, and doing so, putting that load on the escape, I couldn't detect any heat whatsoever. Another little feature I noticed was they do say that the escape itself is waterproof and dustproof, which I guess it is. I don't know what would happen if water got on the terminals down there. It looks like it's pretty well potted. Even the switch, the off-on switch, when you use the battery eliminator circuit right off of that, has a little neoprene type cover over the switch, so that's kind of protected too. The radio that I'm using is a high-tech Optic 5, 2.4 gigahertz receiver. I've got it plugged into there, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you what the motor looks or sounds like. You can put a piece of tape on this one motor you'll see turning here, and you can see how fast it goes. Increase the speed all the way up. to about its top speed, and goes to reverse, same way, same thing. Okay. As I said, I put a load on there, and not much was happening at all, except I just slowed the motor down a little bit by putting something on there. Now, the important thing is what I was looking for was the slow speed. The M-Tronics actually does turn at a very slow speed, so it was very, very good. This is, I can't get the slow speed down quite as much, although I do have the ratchet on in here, so if I get between the ratchet points, I can get it down to where it's not too bad. Still not as slow as the M-Tronics, but it's certainly enough that the boat is not going to go zipping out in a way like you would a Pro Boat controller on it when you first started up. So I'm very pleased with that, considering the price is 1/3 as much as an M-Tronics, and I will be buying several speed controllers as you see here for my PT boat, and also for the following on boats. So I could be saving some big bucks. You know, at least I'm looking at it as like a 65% decrease in cost just in the speed controllers alone. So I would rate this as being pretty darn good, and it'll probably be my choice of speed controllers from here on out. I thank you for watching, and have a good one.